What up? What up? Top of the top. What up? What up? What's good, family? What's up? How y'all feeling this morning? Hopefully, everybody had a good weekend. Good morning, Sassy. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Jackie. Black Barbie, what's up? Good morning. Good morning, Natasha Jordan. What's up? Who else in here? What up, Alan? Zingard, what's up? Good morning, Danielle Walker. Good morning to everybody. The rest of y'all, if I didn't catch you, I'll catch you. What's up though? We gotta get into it today. I got a few things to talk about, but it's gonna be real simple at the same time. Y'all already know it's a lot of things going on, but then again, it ain't too much nothing going on because ain't nothing going on but what's real. That's it. People want to live in a fantasy world. They're trying to escape reality, but it's not going to happen. And I'm gonna talk about a couple of things today, and I'm gonna take my time because I don't want to miss some of this stuff. But what up, y'all? I had to put something together. You know what I'm saying? I had to put something together. Yeah, I see how the weekend been going on YouTube. It ain't looking too good. Other than that, man. What's up? Episode 232. What's popping? What's cracking? What's good? What's up, y'all? Anyway, man. Another day, August 1st. We in the middle of the summer. We got a couple more weeks left, honestly. You know what I'm saying? We probably got basically we got about 5 weeks to school come back. But anyway, man, what's up, y'all? Now today I'm gonna be talking about guccimane. He dropped a new song called Stop Dissin' the Dad. And I'm gonna get into that. I'm also gonna get into how youngmiami from citygirls over the weekend she spoke of having a breakdown. And like I said, when you see people with money, people that's allegedly made it in life, still being depressed and still having issues, this just shows us that it's a lot of people in America with mental health issues, but everybody's not strong enough to admit it, and everybody's not real enough to admit it. But I'm gonna touch on that. And I'm also going to be talking about some other things like how we already know the CDC has reported with the monkeypox spreading over the weekend. I covered that, but I'm gonna show y'all the numbers today. And in some places it's rising faster than others. And I'm also going to be talking about these rental hikes where landlords are using slick tactics to kick people out and make them homeless. But the main thing I'm also going to be talking about is jealousy and hate. And I'm going to explain it. And I'm going to show you a little something on what jealousy and hate really is and what it does, and how a lot of people, mainly a lot of black men, they got a lot of hate, they got a lot of jealousy, and every day is showing more and more. I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna break it down. And it's the intro, so you already know. I'm also gonna be talking about how Will Smith popped out and he's been trying to apologize to Chris Rock. And I'm also gonna be talking about the beef with Lil Boosie and Terrence Gangsta Williams, aka Birdman brother. But without further ado, we here. The rest will be here later. You know what I'm saying? And we about to get into it. And like you already know how I do. Let's go. Now, guccimane dropped a song over the weekend called Stop Dissing the Dad. And people got to remember that guccimane is one of the only artists that actually did kill a man and he's still a rapper. But the way guccimane killed this particular man, he killed him under a different set of circumstances. And everybody should know by now about the beef between Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy. Recently, they squashed it on the verses, allegedly. But Young Jeezy felt a certain way when him and Gucci Mane went their separate ways. And Gucci Mane went on to be successful. He's still successful more than Young Jeezy right now. But the point is, at the time, Young Jeezy allegedly put a bounty on Gucci Mane head for $10,000 for his chain. And he allegedly sent some Crips to Gucci Mane house, and Gucci Mane, he killed one of them. A dude by the name of Pookie Loc, Gucci Mane killed him. He beat the case because it was self-defense, but it was a lot of things within that story of jealousy and hate. Also, how you could have two people come together for something, but when it goes separate ways, some people, instead of just going their way, they hold hate, envy, jealousy, and animosity, and a lot of times that leads to somebody dying. But this is nothing but a street formula that's been going on forever. But some people, no matter what they do in life, they always going to cling on to this behavior. And then you got to remember, Young Dolph, for those who don't know, that was Gucci Mane, man. That was his homeboy. He got killed in Memphis. We know this. Trouble, the rapper from Atlanta, that was Gucci Mane, homeboy. He got killed. And now, mind you, even though in January, Gucci Mane was recently still rapping about the dead when he was talking about Pookie Loc, the dude he smoked on the track he did with Lil Durk a couple months back. But what I'm going to say is I'm going to give Gucci Mane a little credit because at least he is an artist that is of a certain caliber that is trying to make a statement. And I listened to the song, you know what I'm saying? The song is really a message, but like I said, man, I'm not here to beat a dead horse, all right? I'm not here to keep talking about rappers, what they did, and you know what I'm saying? My point is, man, people going to rap about what they want to rap about. But all I'm going to say, like I say, to the people that's really trying to be successful, you only going to get so far rapping about the dead. You only going to get so far with certain shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So I'm just going to give my opinion that dissing the dead is nothing new. But if you want to be successful, it's not going to really get you nowhere because you're going to invite a lot of demonic spirits. That's like right now. If I go live and I just start dissing niggas, yeah, I'm going to track a lot of listeners. I'm going to track a lot of listeners. But at the end of the day, the listeners I'm attracting are not going to be, they're not going to be good listeners. The listeners not going to get me nowhere. Meaning, if I'm trying to go in a positive direction, but I'm getting views and I'm getting a whole lot of following from my negative behavior, at the end of the day, that negative behavior is going to blow up in my face and it's not going to be productive. But even though negative energy is the easiest thing to entertain, you know what I'm saying? It's the easiest thing to entertain and the easiest thing to apply because it's easy to hate. It's easy to push hate. It's easy to have animosity. The hardest thing to do is clean your heart of all of that. But I'm going to show you. I'm not just going to show you. I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to be real with you. See, a lot of people cannot be cured from their sickness of hatred and things of that nature. People that cannot be cured, they have to be taken out. It's in books. It's in history. Certain people don't learn until they're actually taken out. And that's why they're called foul spirits. That's why certain people would never have a change, a heart. They might change their surface, but they're never going to change their ways. That's why you was told, or some of us know, that you got to cut a snake head off. You got to take a snake head. You got to take a head of a jealous, envy, lust, animosity. You got to take their heads. There's no peace amongst them. So my point is, with this and the dead, you get what you ask for. And all I'm saying is you can rap about what you want to rap about. But like I said, rap is going underground now. They're going to have rap where it's going to be a lot of white rappers. It's going to be a lot of basically plain dudes rapping with no street history, no street criminal background, none of that. That's the direction all this is going to. And that's why they slowly but surely trying to outlaw particular types of raps. But like I say, for my artists on the come up, rappers that want to be successful, you have to be multi-talented. And rapping about death is not going to make you a household name. But if that's what you want to do, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge nobody. But I'm gonna salute guccimane for at least taking initiative to at least speak up against it. Because he understands that, and also he like I say, he also admitted that he once did it. He was there. He feel like a lot of these rappers following his footsteps, but he had to sit in jail. He also understands that he would not still be successful if he didn't switch up his whole life. That's why guccimane mostly be in the house with his beautiful wife Keisha Kior, and he be chilling because he understands on how to win now. See, when you don't understand how to win, you always gonna lose or you're gonna take losses, unnecessary losses. Because you're trying to impress certain people. And the people you're trying to impress, when it's all said and done, they're not going to be there for you. They're going to laugh at your downfall. And they're going to find somebody else to hate on. Because that's just how the game goes. I mean, everybody should already know this by now. You know what I'm saying? This thing called hate and all that ain't never going to go nowhere. So that's why I don't lose sleep over it. You dig? And I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into some more things, right? But I'm going to salute guccimane for at least stepping up and taking initiative to speak against Dissin the dead. Because he basically understands that a lot of people that's doing it, they really not going to get so far with it. It's cool when you're trending. It's cool to get a buzz. Yeah, people like it. It's going to go back and forth. But those are the main people that's not going to support you. And you got to understand the reality is with hip-hop, rap music, the number one people that support it is people that don't indulge in criminal activity. A lot of white people. And people around the world indulge in rap, but they're not on the street shooting nobody. They're not into that type of lifestyle. They just like to hear about it. And they understand when to draw the line, but it's not going to go but so far because the music executives are not going to let it go but so far. So that's my point with that whole Dissin the dead. Now I want to get into something else while we're here. I'm getting into something else. Episode 232. Let me get into something else. We're gonna get into some real talk right now. Now I'm gonna get into this. This is the definition of jealousy within the scripture. What's up, Annette? I see you. What's up, Mr. X D Malley? All right. I'm gonna show you the mentality of the average man right now. Most men, they deal with this mentality. A lot of niggas are haters. Whatever reason why they hate, whatever shortcomings, because you mostly people that got shortcomings hate. Or people who are not progressing where they want to be at, they hate. People that got malice, shit they didn't get over in their life. Or some people just fucking hate just to hate. And jealousy comes from when somebody has something, does something, gifted with something that you don't have, blessed with something you don't have. That's where the jealousy comes in at. But my point is, resentment kills a fool and envy slays the simple. See that? That's why I call niggas fools. Because a fool is a person that indulges or engages in that which he knows not. Therefore, a fool will always end up dead. Because a fool knows that the stove is hot, but he will still find a way to put his hand on the stove. A fool is a person you could tell him, don't fall off the edge, and he's still going to fall off the edge because he don't know the ledge. He is a fool. And fools perform. Fools talk a lot. Fools indulge in certain behavior on a regular basis. Because a lot of fools have resentment. They resent that they are who they are. They resent that they not where they want to be. They have resentment because a lot of them have fucked their life up and they didn't get over it. So they have resentment. And envy slays the simple. You know who's the simple? The simple-minded one. This is a plague right now. This is a mental health sickness I'm showing you. And my point is this: the world is going in another direction. Shit is getting so real that a fool's resentment and the envious one's simple-minded behavior, shit don't mean nothing. This is the thinking of a peon, of a small-minded man, that in all reality, in this big world, in this big picture, he still don't know how to get in where he fit in. So these are the individuals that focus on people that look like they're going somewhere, people that look like they're doing something, people that are already established, people that are living a good life. These are the people that the fool and the simple-minded hate on. But they don't just hate on them, they are attracted to them. Because you have to be attracted to someone to even hate on them. So I'm showing you how it's sick. Like with me, I don't indulge in nothing I don't like, nothing I'm not entertained by. And I'm talking about, that's like you're not going to eat a food if you say you don't like the food. The same way, kind of like how people say they don't eat pork, but you know they eat pork on a low. They sneak eat. My point is, these are called hypocrites. Now, being that I went into the scripture, and I'm not dealing with no religion right now, I'm just dealing with facts, right? That's why I had to take my time to do this episode, right? Let me show you something. Now, this is within the King James Bible, right? Now, but I'm going to still touch on it for my people of Muslim, of Islamic faith. What Islam say about jealousy? Know that jealousy, envy, hasad is not only a great sin in Islam, but it is considered as the most discouraged and destructive emotion in any religion. Psychologically, also, it is one of the major illness to human health that destroys a person's mental peace and happiness. And let me break this down real quick, because it just so happened you got a lot of brothers, right? They claim Islam, but you'll see they deal with a lot of jealousy, envy. And when I speak on Islam, let me make this clear. I was raised in this. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this information, when it comes to striving to be righteous, when it comes to trying to be a person to far as change your ways and elevate your mind, body, and soul to get to another level. But you got to understand, out of the three religions, or should I say from the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, the three religions, a lot of them touch on the same things. And a religion is a rely on. And guess what? Some people do have to have something to rely on to make it through their life and get to the next level. That's not what this is about. I'm showing you right now how a lot of people that claim religions, they be fronting and they have wicked hearts and they are very, very bitter in their life. So when you look at, know that jealous, envy, hasad is not only a great sin, it is considered the most discouraged and destructive emotion in any religion. Now, my point is this. You got niggas that are jealous and envy of other niggas, of other men. Why do you entertain people that you don't like? Why do you always look for some type of flaw or wait for somebody to fall so you can have something to speak on, or you can make yourself look official? But the whole time, these individuals are jealous. And the main thing you got to understand, a man that deals with jealousy, hatred, because remember, this is not kids we're talking about. We're not talking about teenagers. We're not talking about little boys. We're talking about grown men. This is why it is a psychological effect. It is a major illness to the human health. Meaning, that's why you always hear I say these niggas are sick, because they sick in the head. Because when you're a grown man that's supposed to be living your life out, making sure your family is good, just living your life, you have people that are infatuated with other men. And not only out of positive, it's out of negative. Because maybe they not where they want to be at in life, or maybe they don't possess the God-given talents. So people hate on other people. for their own selfish gain. But my point is, it is a major illness. Know why it's an illness? Because you got to be sick to watch a motherfucker you say you don't like. You got to be sick if the only thing you could talk about is another person down for, or you actually be looking for something negative. But then when somebody do something right, you don't acknowledge that. My point is this shit is a sickness. And that's why you understand when I tell y'all, fuck the black community. It ain't no coming together. Because of these sicknesses right here I'm showing you. And that's why, right? These type of people, they're supposed to be taken off the earth, honestly. They're not supposed to be around. Because these are the plagues of people that destroy mankind, period. Because all they do is seek to hate, be jealous. That's all they do. So therefore, they get what they ask for. When you keep searching, eventually you're going to find what you're looking for. And a lot of y'all want to be put out your misery because you're miserable. I know the characteristics of a miserable person. These are psychological things, because a man that is happy within himself and within his life, he don't care about nobody else. Like me. I don't care about no other man, what he doing. I just don't. I'm happy for people when they doing something good, but if something bad happened to them, I don't really care about that neither. I don't care because I don't get off on the next man. You dig? So in a new world, we come to a point where things are called exposing, you know. And for those who expose people, you keep doing your work. But my point is, it's a thin line between exposing and being infatuated with somebody. Where you want to expose everything, but you really want that person maybe to expose their private parts so you can see it. Because a lot of y'all are dealing with a lot of sick illnesses, right? And you got lust for the wrong thing. See, you got a lot of men that lust off men. And a lot of these dudes, they're too infatuated with the lifestyles of other men. But I want to show you this is a psychological illness when you attract to a man that you don't like, or you always indulging in certain behavior that deal with other men. And you don't have no balance. And I can see you got balance. You don't have no balance. You off. So when you're off balance, that means you have a mental illness. Your head ain't right. And I wanted to just show y'all that even within the Quran, and you see a lot of these brothers that claim to be Muslim, Islamic faith, you don't see no humility. You don't see no traits of a righteous man. You don't see no consistency when it comes to peace, because some of them, all they want to do is war. And that is the difference between Islam faith and the Arab. So when I say certain niggas got the Arab mentality, I know because I used to have that. Meaning if you wasn't dealing with Islam, it was the hell with you. You know what I'm saying? You're nothing but an infidel, a savage, you're dumb, deaf, and blind, pork eating ass. You know, I used to think like that too. But I had to understand I was still judging my own people. And then I had to understand that type of behavior is taught. And it was taught at a time where, like I said before, the Arab had a lot of his hands in slavery, and he took a lot of heads with the sword, and you had to get down and lay down. My point is, an Arab and a person of Islamic faith is two different people. A Muslim and an Arab is two different people. That's my point. So when a person claims to be a Muslim, but they don't show you no signs of peace and humility and love, and all they want to do is pillage, beef, fight, that's an Arab. That's an Arab mentality. That's what Arabs do. They destroy shit in the name of Allah. Not for the real jihad, but they attack their own people, because that's what they do. That's the mentality of an Arab. A righteous Muslim will always show love and peace and blessings beyond his family or his people. So I want to show you how. That's why when I spoke on certain things, a lot of dudes will just claim righteous when it's convenient. They claim righteous when they behind that cell. When they in jail, a lot of them want to be righteous, but when they come home, they forget all their principles and morals. because a lot of them never had them in the first place. They just wanted protection. They just wanted something to be a part of. So every now and then you're going to see the ways of the man they are come out. So when I go through the scripture, resentment kills a fool and envy slays the simple. All you got to do is watch and you listen when people open their mouth. And they're always going to show you the pattern. I judge people by consistency. So this is how you know. Because only a fool holds resentment of another man. And a resentment of another man is because he got something you don't got. Or he does something you can't do. Like a short man will resent a tall man. You get it? Shit like that. Hey, a tall man might resent a short man. But my point is, the simple-minded individual eventually gets slayed. That's why it says envy slays the simple. Because when you hate and portray certain behavior towards the wrong person, there's some people out here that will take your life because they understand what all this is about. This goes back to Cain and Abel. This goes back to Jacob and Esau. This goes back to a lot of different things that was already ancient history. And I already told you, even within the Quran, hasad, jealousy, envy is not only a great sin in Islam, but it is considered as the most discouraged and destructive emotion. So when I tell you I don't wear no religion on my sleeve, I don't do all that. But I strive to be righteous. But my point is, the people that wear this on their sleeve, that quote scriptures, Christian scriptures, always talking about God, always talking about the Islamic faith. They got beards. They quote scriptures every now and then. When you listen to their tongue is very slick and crafty, and they have nothing but ways of the devil. Because they suffer from the jinn. So I'll talk about this later, but I wanted to give an explanation. I want to explain exactly what hatred and jealousy is all about, and that you cannot get nothing constructive from hate and jealousy. But if that's what you want to do, you keep doing it, because everybody got the right to live their life how they want to live it. But a lot of y'all gonna be casualties, because if I ever felt it was somebody around me dealing with hatred, jealousy, I would not hesitate to take their life. So when you're smart, you make sure, you should already know, you don't keep this type of energy around you, because not only would you have to take their life, they will set you up for your life to be taken. You dig? And that's why resentment kills a fool, because a fool looked into the darkness, but he did not comprehend the darkness, which means a fool will fuck with somebody, but they don't really know who they fucking with until they get stretched the fuck out. And this is a lifestyle that is portrayed in these streets. That's why some will win and some will always lose. But my point is, it's your own people that has so much hatred and envy in their hearts. This is why none of us will ever come together on a certain level. But I want to say salute to my people that do have love and that do go the righteous way. And I understand some people have to be dealt with accordingly. Meaning, yes, you have to be on some people's neck. Yes, you have to expose some people. You just got to know who you dealing with, how far to go, and you got to know what's your point and what you're trying to prove and where you're trying to get to. It has to be a sum of everything. But my point is, a fool will just hate and be jealous 24/7, 365 days a year, because that's what they do. So salute to y'all niggas too. But everybody get their day. And the thing is, with this, life catches you in different ways. Life catches you when you least expect it. So that's the whole point of all of this. You might could judge and, comment or, be all into somebody else's life. But guess what? It's one day where your life will be judged and the things you do will be put on blast. That's why some of you fools get blasted. But we neither here nor there. But all of this also applies to niggas winding up dead. And in these last times, all a lot of niggas gonna do is die. I'm talking about the ones that don't change their ways, that don't really understand. Some of them are really waiting for somebody to put them out their misery. It's just what it is. All right. So now that I spoke on that, I'll get back to that later. And I got some more things I'm gonna talk about. And I'm gonna get to that later too, because it's mighty funny how a lot of dudes, they do a lot of hating and they do a lot of backbiting. But I told y'all before, when y'all talk to these women and y'all have a lot of hatred and jealousy, the women are always going to reveal y'all. So I got dudes asking about me. I got dudes want to know about me. I got dudes want to know about what I got going on and how I live my life, right? But all I'm going to tell you niggas is you get what you ask for and you're going to get what you're looking for. But mind you, these are the same niggas where I got a whole lot of shit on them, for real, for real. But I don't indulge in the shit because I told you I don't get caught up in other niggas' life. So I'm just saying, right? Whenever these people out here that want to play these games, nigga, it's all on you. It's all on you. You dig? So anyway, I'm gonna get back to that. Now I got to talk about Young Miami from City Girls, because she been dealing with an alleged mental breakdown, and I'm gonna salute her for having the heart to admit it, because a lot of people have mental health issues, but they just don't want to admit it. They want to be all on a video. They want to be all everywhere. They want to be hanging out with you. They want to go to the club. They want to do everything. They want to take trips. They want to do the most. But I'm telling you, it's a lot of sick people out here. They got nice clothes. They got nice cars. They got nice houses. They live a good life. They got jobs. It's people out here, but their mind is weird. It's off balance. So with Young Miami, right? Now, over the weekend, she said she was having a mental breakdown on Twitter due to the loss of her baby father. But it was certain things that I peeped within this, with what she was saying, right? Not only did her child's father passed away, she said she haven't slept in days. And I already spoke about sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is one of the first forms that happens to a person when you start suffering mental health issues. It's called when you can't sleep. And when you can't sleep, a lot of times it comes from trauma. The things that affected your life in the past, things that are affecting your life in the present. Things you've seen, things you know, things that were done to you, all type of things. We taking a lot of stuff, but a lot of the stuff we take in, we don't deal with it, we block it out. But these things have an effect of trauma. And when you hold and suppress these feelings and emotions for so long, you start breaking down. Some people cry. Some people, they get mad, lash out. Some people kill. Some people fight. It's a lot of different ways people express their mental trauma. But one of the main things of self-healing is resting. That's why you always hear your boy say, get some rest, relax, chill, because I understand these are some of the remedies I use to relax my nerves, my mind, and to get things in order. You have to unplug. So with Young Miami, she said she haven't slept in days. And she said she is tired as F. You know what I'm saying? She said, I'm tired as fuck. And she said she don't feel like doing nothing. Her energy is off. Now, I'm going to say this. It's some days I feel like that. I told y'all, some days I don't feel like doing nothing. So every chance I get to take a break, I take a break, because I understand certain things are overwhelming. But some people don't know when to take a break. They don't know when to fall back. They don't know how to mourn. They don't know how to fall the fuck back and get low and just meditate, get your mind right. And I heard a lot of people say they get on the internet for therapy, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the internet ain't no fucking therapy. It's not. It's temporary relief. Like when I see my people in the chat and we vibe, or I get the good energy. You dig? I'm indulging in the good energy, but I'm also I'm giving back, meaning, we bounce off each other. But some people that look for therapy on the internet, some of them are just looking for gratification. It's a difference. Some of them are looking for a pat on the back. Some of them are looking for things to boost up their ego and their confidence. But it's a lot of people, they have no business on the internet. You got people that's been suffering, or they suffering in real life. They really going through it, but they always online. And as long as you do that, you're never going to get the healing you need. So that's what I'm really saying, that when this woman said that she don't feel like doing nothing and her energy is off, My point is, that's how it goes. Sometimes you got to master the art of doing nothing. Y'all know I always speak about this shit. If you always doing something, you always in the middle of some shit. Like some people, they don't know when to shut the fuck up. They're always everywhere, always doing some shit. And those are signs of a person that has a sick mental health behavior because they don't know how to chill. They don't know how to chill. And I told you, this is one of the main things affecting the community. What up, Nate the Great? I'm telling y'all, some people really don't know how to chill. This is why we call them a lame. We call them cornballs. We call them boring. We call them whack as fuck. They don't know how to enjoy themselves and have a good time. They can have everything, but chilling is free. You dig? Being funny and entertaining is free. Having swag is free. So they can buy everything, but you can't buy peace of mind. You can't buy real friendship. See, that's why they suffer in every other department. These people that so-called got everything, they got everything, but they suffer in the other departments. Everything that's free, they don't got that. Like some of us, we not rich. We don't have the other things, but we understand that the riches are within self. As well as on the element chart. It's gold that exists in your body. You got gold in your DNA. But that's a whole nother topic. My point is the riches exist within you. And the people that always look outside for the riches and other things, they're the ones that always fail and end up in a bad mental state. So even though this woman got everything, this woman got a lot dealing with Diddy. My point is this: she still says she is not right mentally and she need to take a break. And she's having a breakdown. And you can have a full loaded bank account. You can have the newest BMW with butterfly doors. It don't matter. When you're not right mentally, it's going to affect you after a while. You're going to have a breaking point and it's going to show. Just know that. It's going to show regardless. So that's my point. And you have to be consciously aware in these last days that it's a lot of people that are sick in the head. I'm telling you, it's a lot of sick people. You got people who are grown still suffering from childhood trauma, family trauma. You got people that have left their life. They have lost loved ones and they still didn't mourn and get over it. These are the things that create mental blocks and mental trauma. And it makes them sick because they go on through life like they normal, but they didn't handle their issues. So if you don't handle your issue going, you heard about that baggage. Yes, some people got baggage. And some of these people, you might be in relationships with them. You might be around them. You might be friends, some of them, but they got issues. And there's nothing you could do to help them till they get over their own personal issues. Like some men have a Napoleon complex. There's nothing you can do about that. Some men have a little man complex. There's nothing you can do about that. You dig? Some men are not successful in certain things. There's nothing you can do about that. I'm telling you, some people are certified fuck-ups. Everything they do, it fucks up. That's their life story. There's nothing you can do about that. Some people will always fall short. And then on the other hand, you got some people that will always win. Some people will always come out blessed. Some people always come out through whatever the fuck they go through. They always come out on top. Everybody don't have that ability. And everybody don't have that mental fortitude or that mental capacity to face anything and still come out right. So that's why some people are mentally challenged. And Young Miami is a woman that admitted she has mental issues right now. And she haven't slept in days. And you ever heard that saying, your mind play tricks on you? Guess what? When you don't get rest, your mind start playing tricks on you. And I know a lot of y'all know that. Like people that work certain hours or don't get a lot of rest, I'm pretty sure you've been driving. You start seeing lanes swiggling. You see things you don't see. That's because your brain is tired. But it's not just with driving. It's with a lot of things. Like I always say this is a recipe I always tell anybody. When you're dealing with something, you have to rest on it. When you're dealing with anything important, I don't care what it is, you rest on it. And how you feel when you wake up from a good rest, that's what it is. That is the real judgment of the situation. The same thing like when people beef when they drunk and high and you have an argument or you about to fight. You go to sleep that night, you get a rest, and you wake up and you see the next day Was that real? Was I tripping? Was it? And sometimes you'll see when you get a good rest, man, that shit wasn't about nothing, man. That was some bullshit. Or then sometimes you say, nah, that's how that person really felt. You say, nah, that happened like that because that person really was on that type of time. But sometimes you got to get a good rest to look at things clear. You have to always deal with a clear mind when you're dealing with judgment. That's what I do. Because a lot of things ain't always what they seem. Y'all know that. Things ain't always what they seem. But sometimes you have to come back to certain issues and topics to reevaluate these situations to get a full understanding. So that's why when I tell you I don't judge people, I don't judge people. But sometimes I deal with judgment, meaning a person might have did some shit. Y'all know this within your family. It's things that happen within your family, but you ain't catch it probably till later on or years later. You say, yo, that thing so-and-so and them did. I ain't people when I was younger, but I peeped. They really was on some grimy shit. Or that family member really was on some hating shit. Or that friend really did, you know what I'm saying? You don't peep it at the time, but sometimes when you go back to it, that's when you get the full judgment. And that's what a lot of us do. We see things in the present, but you get your judgment and understanding. Sometimes you got to go into the past, meaning sometimes things do go over our head. A lot of things go over your head. Sometimes you ain't paying attention, you living in the now. But when you reflect on these things, you get the full understanding. And you say, you know what? That was a good person right there. I fucked up with that person. That person was really good. Or, man, that person was good. Because you know why? Man, they was real from back then. Man, they real now and they still real. Man, that's a good person. And then you got some people you look back and you say, yeah, they was my people. I thought they was my people. But when I look at, you know, how they was really moving the whole time they was showing me characteristics of a snake and a jealous person. But you had to reflect on that history to get the proper judgment, because you can't always judge a person in the moment. And when you judge a person, know this, when you judge a person, you're not judging them for everybody else. You're judging that person for your own endeavors and for yourself. Your own peace of mind is why you judge others. Because when you judge others and you get the equation on who they really are, then you have to make a choice or a judgment on whether you're going to deal with them or you're not. And then you also have to make a decision on which way you want to take your life. So judgment is nothing wrong with being judgmental, but it's called judgmental, meaning you have to judge people with your own mental and you judge them for yourself. So you have a better thinking on how to move. You have to judge your own circumference. You have to judge your own surroundings, because that's what makes you wise. A fool does not judge their surroundings. They just let anybody come around. They just let anybody in. They communicate with any and everybody. That's a fool. But a wise person uses proper judgment and knows how to deal with people accordingly. So when Young Miami admitted she was breaking down, she ain't slept in days and she tired, you got to understand some people are tired of life. So the question is, how can somebody have all that money and be tired at the same time? They got the money to sleep on the most lavish beds, take the most lavish vacations that any of us can even dream of, but they still tell you they tired and they breaking down. This is also why a lot of them go to drugs. So I just wanted to show y'all that money ain't everything. We in a time now where money ain't just going to save you no more. Money is for sustaining you and your family right now. But money is not going to cure any issues you got going on mentally. You can go on you can go on a shopping spree for a month straight. You can go on vacation for a week straight. It don't matter. Material is not going to save you in these last days. But salute to Young Miami for expressing her mental breakdown. Now let's go on to this. And we know this was one of the slaps heard around America, heard around the world. Many different opinions, fake, staged, whatever. The biggest distraction ever at the time as well. You also see, since this slap happened, a lot of things been out of control. It's like the gas went up right after this slap. Everything, you know, the conflict stepped up to another level with Ukraine. Everything going to another level now. We about to hit the fall season. We about to hit the harvest season. And I'm telling you, a lot of things going to get picked. So this slap right here, as we already know, we know that Will Smith went up on the stage at the Oscars and slapped Chris Rock. But recently, Will Smith came out and had something to say. Will Smith says that he made the choice on his own. He said that Jada didn't have nothing to do with it. He said experiences with Chris in the past is what led up to this smack. And we know they got a history. They've been knowing each other since the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So sometimes it's a lot of jokes with an inside joke. Sometimes it's a lot of different things that go on, man. And just because they was friends, it don't mean it wasn't some type of hatred, jealousy, and all that in between them. But that's here nor there. The point is, Will Smith said that Jada didn't make him do it, and that it was from some of their past history between him and Chris Rock. So basically, he's saying Chris Rock know what that slap was about. And Will said that he reached out to Chris Rock, but they say that Chris Rock is not ready to talk right now, because you also got to remember Chris Rock say he's not really going to talk about this till he gets a certain pay. And I already broke down months ago how Chris Rock been on tour since this slap. He is on tour in America all the way to Thanksgiving. So maybe after Thanksgiving, he'll speak about the slap. But Chris Rock is getting paid. And I already broke down how everybody got paid off this. Red Table Talk with Jada Pickett. She doing her thing. She used this situation as content. Everybody involved in this is profiting. But the point is, Will says that he apologized for his behavior. He said it was unacceptable. And he said that whenever Chris Rock is ready to talk, he's ready to talk. And he said basically he was fogged out from that night. He wasn't thinking, and he slapped him. And another thing we got to understand is this too, y'all. You can't always slap somebody. You can't always violate somebody, step on somebody's shoe purposely, and think everybody's going to take your apology. Because we live in a world now where people think they can violate you and then apologize. And I'm one of those believers. Anybody I had real beef with, we never gonna be friends, because you're never to be trusted. Now, I can squash a beef so there's no animosity and tension, to be a bigger man. Because honestly, when you squash something that you didn't start, that makes you the bigger man. That gives you the power. Honestly, it just do. It gives you power. So that's why you also see why the powers that be, they do a lot of fuck shit to us, and then they always apologizing. Because when they apologizing and we accept the apology, we give them more power, and then they do something else again. That's how that shit work. But some people will take your apology and move on with it. And that adds power to their humility. I'm talking about the chakras. I'm talking about the heart chakra right now. That's why some people will never get to another level, because they haven't mastered the heart chakra. But that's something totally different. I'm talking about forgiveness. Some people could be forgiven, and there's some people that you never could forgive. And those are the people you got to separate yourself from. That's just what it is. You know why? Because some people hold grudges. And you can forgive them today, and they'll say they forgive you, but in all reality, they don't forgive you. You know why? Because they still have resentment. They still have hatred. You get it? So when Chris Rock says that he's not ready to talk, he still resent that smack. But at least he's being real and said, I'm not even going to sit and play with you. I'm not about to fake apologize, accept your apology, when within my heart, I'm not ready to accept it in my heart. You can accept somebody's apology, but if it's not in your heart, the shit ain't real. And this is what happens all of the time. These are one of the plagues. So Will Smith, he wants to apologize now. But how you going to apologize now when you don't slap me in public humiliation, where millions upon millions of people have seen it? Now you want to apologize later. Basically, after you did some fuckery. If you was going to slap me, you could at least did it behind the scenes, if that's how you felt. But this is just showing you. And this is also between two friends. That's why we also in that time too, where you're going to see that. You're already seeing it a lot. You seeing a lot of people being torn apart. You seeing a lot of internal beef going on in America within every different form of life. Families beefing, friends beefing, business people beefing, because we in a time of separation. I told you, we in a time now where people are drawing a line. You got to draw the line if you're going to be on this side or that side, because we in a time where you can no longer serve two masters. You have to pick and choose who you are and what you down with. Like if I wanted to choose the evil side, I would be all evil. I would not be trying to be nobody's friend. I would not be playing with nobody. I'd be straight evil. Because you got a choice you would make. But some people you'll see, they want to play both sides. They want to be with the wicked, evil, and then they want to be with the positive and the good people. They want to play both sides, and they play both sides when it's convenient. That's what makes them snakes. That's why they always got to crawl in their belly like a worm so you won't see what they're doing. That's why they master moving behind the scenes and whispering in people's ear. That's what gossiping is all about. Whispering in people's ear. You know the saying, let me put a bug in your ear. But you know when the FBI use a bug, ain't nothing good about a bug. So people that put bug in people's ears, people that allegedly be putting people on a certain so-called disclosed information, man, a lot of that shit be lies, because that's what the serpent did in the garden. He put a bug in Eve's ear. And that bug he put in her ear was a lie. The bug he put in her ear was something he had no business telling her. So that's what the story in the garden is all about. People that were chilling in paradise, having a good life. But this one person came up with their bullshit and caused confusion, and the garden has not been the same ever since. And you got to understand, the serpent has a bloodline. He has minions, he has a family, and the Most High have his bloodline. The people that indulge in this behavior are from the seed of the serpent. Yes, they have different names, different last names. They look like regular people, but they have the blood of the serpent. That's why no matter what they do, they cannot stop hissing. They cannot stop talking. They can't stop whispering. They can't stop talking about other people. They can't stop being in people's business, because that's what the serpent does. He likes to sting and infect people. So even though with this beef, they had an internal beef that went out of control, that led to the stage, and Will Smith reacted. Maybe he had a certain hate for Chris Rock, who knows? But my point is, Chris Rock is not ready to forgive him, because Chris Rock, he don't want to play the fake game. He ain't trying to be fake. And he ain't over it yet. And who knows how long it's going to take him to actually get over it. But he don't want Will Smith apology. So that's another thing I'm going to say too. Don't accept nobody's apology if you don't 100% forgive them. That is being a snake. And within the community, within life itself, even within families, people still hold on to grudges they did not let go. And these are some of the reasons why everything is being destroyed internally. And we got this thing out here we call fake love. And it's a lot of fake love. It's what people say and do things, but it's not from the heart. And you know how you know? Because you don't feel it. So that's why I always tell y'all, man, you got senses. You got senses. In a comic book, they call it the Spidey sense. Spider-Man got Spidey senses. But we all have senses. And when you use your senses, that's what's called common sense. And that is the recipe, or should I say, the formula, the blueprint to striving to live a righteous life. And you'll notice, even when you're trying to live a righteous life and you don't bother nobody, what happens? People still want to call your phone. They still want to text you. They still want to get you to go out. They still want you to go out somewhere. They always trying to get you out your comfort zone, because that's what snakes do. You understand that? They are the fools with the idle mind, and the idle mind is the devil's workshop, which means a fool that don't know how to utilize his time will always have the devil playing tricks on his mind. Some people willingly volunteer to be the puppet on the string. We call them dozers, flunkies. Get it? Fanboys. But they are really, in actuality, fools. And a fool will always come up short in this thing called life. Because a fool cannot think for themselves. And when they got the time to think, they still don't use their mind or their brain. And a lot of their prayers go unanswered because they're not real in their heart. So that's what all this is about. But now I gotta go into something else. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go into that because sometimes I get tired of that same shit. Let me also say rest in peace to Bill Russell. The only man who got more rings than Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, was drafted in the NBA in 1956. He played in the NBA when there was a lot of racism going on in the world. And he played for one of the most racist teams in America, the Boston Celtics, at the time where they were super racist. And he admitted about all of the things he dealt with, all of the slander, all of the racial slurs. But he is the only one next to Jordan with more championships. And a lot of people felt like he is the GOAT and he should be in the GOAT conversations. But then you got some people say he played around a bunch. He played with a bunch of people at the time that wasn't nice like that. They didn't have that many skills. That's what they try to say. But anyway, Bill Russell is the man with 11 championships. It just so happened he wore the number 6. But he passed away over the weekend. He was 88 years old. It is mighty funny at the end of every month, a celebrity passes away. Well, most of the time, it happens in 3s. But anyway, it's just something I noticed. But Bill Russell, he went through a lot. He got a lot accomplished. And he is now resting in peace. And we know the Celtics just lost in the championship. He was at the games. And also, LeBron James recently spoke about how Boston, the Celtic fans, some of them are still racist to this day. So we can imagine how racist they was back in his time. But long as he was winning them championships, they'll like you. That's just how I go, y'all. They showed y'all that clip in Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee when they was in a pizza shop. And Spike Lee was talking to the man in the pizza shop. And when he was talking about Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, he was like, yeah, they black, but they different. You see, they love you and like you for what you do and how you make them feel. But in reality, if you don't make them feel a certain way or you don't perform for them, the racist ones, they don't care about you. So they only cared about Bill Russell because he was winning them championships. Because the people in Boston, a lot of them, they still didn't change. We neither here nor there. Another prominent black person died over the weekend is the woman from Star Trek. And she was the first black woman to have a star role on a Star television show. And just so happened, Bill Russell was 88 and she was 89. And they say she died from natural causes. But y'all got to understand, Star Trek was a big thing. Star Trek is, I'm going to tell y'all, Star Trek actually showed us a lot of stuff that's going on right now. Like I told you the example before, Star Trek was the first TV show or the first show to show with the digital watch. They was wearing the digital watches in Star Trek when there was no such thing as a digital clock, a digital watch, because they were showing us where things were going at back then, before a lot of us was even born. When they were just dealing with regular watches. They were showing a lot of things on Star Trek that's going on right now. Everything that's going now was already written. It was already planned on. They just did not perfect certain things. And the number one thing you got to understand is when the public gets a lot of these things, they're already old. I broke this down with cell phone technology, 5G technology. I broke all this down, like how the military, they've been had 1G, 2G. They had all that back in the 70s. GPS, flights, planes that could fly that don't make no noise, stealth planes, all of those technologies were mastered 50 years ago. Everything they do is already mastered by the time you get it. And this goes into the formula when they say that these people are 30 years ahead of us. The elite are 30 years ahead of the average man because they have access to certain information and certain things that you don't know until it's late already. They always let you know after the fact when it's already done with. When they finish with it, then you get it. But when it's in the process or when they're using it against you, you have no clue. I already broke it down with the whole thing with the drugs. How we always knew that we didn't control the drugs. How was it getting into the country? But then after crack wiped out everybody, the government came out and admitted that they had their hands in that whole drug trade. And they apologized. Like I said, they'll do things and apologize. They apologize. And that's what got the real Rick Ross out of jail, because he was working for the government, basically. He didn't know it. Maybe he did. But the government used Rick Ross as a pawn to sell drugs and flood America, just like Alpo and the rest of them. But my point is, we always said we don't control the drugs coming in the country. Then on American Gangster, they showed you the drugs coming in the country with Frank Lucas. They just put his face on it. The whole government bringing the drugs over here was the whole plot of American Gangster, where they showed you they was the ones bringing it over here. But they got to have what? A nigga to put a face on it. And they need a nigga to move the drugs. So that's why niggas like Frank Lucas, Alpo, Rick Ross, niggas sign up for the job to get paid and help the people fulfill what they're trying to fulfill. Because remember, they can bring the drugs into America all they want to at that time, but how was it going to get to the neighborhood if a nigga ain't bring it? So my point is, they've been using this formula. And Star Trek, they were showing us things that ahead of time. You even see with that hairstyle, you have women still wearing that to this day. Or we seen that hairstyle become fashion. It will become fashion again, because everything from the past is just a remix, y'all. They just reintroduce it to different generations. That's it. So let me move right along. Hold on. Let me also say what up to the chat. Salute to the chat. What up, people? I see y'all. Teddy White, L Blizz. What's up? What's up, family? I see y'all. Y'all know I'm a holler. Episode 232. Now let me get to the next thing, and this also represents the fall of the entertainment game. This right here is a picture of one of the Yin Yang Twins. Over the weekend, the Yin Yang Twins performed, because you know a lot of older rap groups, they still performing. And Vanilla Ice, y'all know Vanilla Ice, the white rapper, you know what I'm saying? Long story short, he threw a festival. And he let the Yin Yang Twins perform. You know, they was down with the performance at the festival. But this is D-Rock. You know, the brown skin one, the tall one from Yin Yang Twins, the one that got the deformed hand or arm or whatever. Long story short, they said that after performing for a half hour, he passed out on the stage. And they said it was not real hot. It was only in the 80s. It was not a very hot day. He passed out on the stage. They had to carry him off. And they said after they took him off the stage, the show carried on. The show had to keep on moving. Because, you know, as they say, one monkey don't stop one show, or no show, period. So he passed out on the stage. But all of this still represents how a certain era is over with. A certain genre, a certain life we once lived is coming to an end. So when we speak about this fall in America, if you pay attention, you will see this fall happening in so many ways. But the number one way it's being illustrated is through mental warfare, dehumanization, slander, shortcomings, exposure, things like that. Basically, my point is you'll see that nothing really good, constructive is being promoted in America right now, because these are all signs of the destruction that you are facing. So you don't got to be the smartest person to understand what's going on. So here's another rapper that collapsed. He collapsed on stage. He's not dead, but he collapsed live on stage. And once again, this shows you that no matter if you have fame, hit records, money, it's just showing you that none of this stuff going to help you in the last day. And that's also the saying that health is wealth is the most important thing right now. Health, physically and mental health. So I don't know why he passed out, but he passed out live on stage. And this picture is courtesy of you know who, TMZ. So there you have it. And mind you, we've been hearing about a lot of rappers passing out on stage. You also been noticing a lot of shenanigans on stage. Yes, over a couple of days ago, the effects on stage blew up in Lil Durk's face, allegedly, and he got his eye messed up. We've been seeing people getting stuff thrown at him. It also goes back to Chris Rock getting slapped You've been Kid Cudi got hit with bottles. It's been many, many incidents. You done seen a little baby had to get people escorted off stage. You seeing a certain thing too, where these stage performances and these public appearances, a lot of things are going left. So whether it's planned or whether it's just a coincidence, either way, you'll see it's a lot of things happening right in your face. So that's something I want to speak on. Also, I'm going to speak on something that's real and it's going on right now. People don't want to acknowledge it, but I don't care. But here go the proof. The monkeypox is rising and spread in America. And you got to remember, a couple of weeks ago, it was just a few. It said it was like 8 people in Connecticut. Now it is starting to spread around America. And this is from the CDC the other day. And as of right now, California and New York has the most cases, but New York City has the most cases in America right now. As you see, 1,345. This is a couple of days ago. And now we also do have to understand New York is the most populated city in America. But my point is the numbers are the most in New York City right now. So this is my point, especially for a lot of niggas, right? A lot of niggas that think shit is a game. And remember, a nigga's an ignorant person. Instead of y'all worried about the wrong shit, a lot of you niggas better hope you don't catch this shit. And a lot of you dudes out here, because remember, they said it's spread from men. A lot of you dudes that got suspect behavior, suspect ways, you out here doing a whole bunch of shit. You worried about other men. You worried about all the wrong shit. Nigga, you better just hope you don't catch the monkeypox. You better hope and pray. And let me say something too. Yes, I understand what they said, but when they say shit, I take it 2 different ways. Like they said it's only transmitted through semen. That's what they said. But I'm not just going to take that on face value. I'm going to say in my mind, you can get it, allegedly, disclaimer, in my mind, you can get it from all type of things, saliva. You might even get it from from a dirty person with monkeypox touching a private area and then touching somewhere else. I don't know. Sweat. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm going to say this. They say you only can get it from semen, but I'm going to tell you, I don't believe you only can get it from that one way. So I'm going to look at a lot of people a certain way, meaning I'm going to be cautious because I know they'll say one thing, but meanwhile, it really means something else. So that's what I'm telling y'all. But these are the numbers. As you see, 1,300 in New York, California, almost 800. In Atlanta, Georgia is 351. Florida, 373. Now, also remember, too, these could be doctored numbers. These numbers could be as much as add a 0 to it. These numbers could be less than what it is. My point is, this is when they play the number game. But it don't matter. All you got to know is that they're promoting that it's spreading. This is the reality. So I'm trying to tell people, you got a whole nother fight in front of you. And guess what? All this shit is just getting started. It's all just getting started. That's why I break all this shit down play by play. You know, like a sports game, like a football, basketball game. They break it down play by play. I'm just giving you the play by play. The game ain't over yet. The game is just starting out. We in preseason. So that's why all these different things you're being shown. Most of this shit is not going to hit the fan until wintertime. Because in the wintertime, it's even harder for you to survive. Like the last lockdown was in the summertime. But if this lockdown comes in the wintertime, you're going to see a different scenario. And another thing, like I keep telling people, the number one thing you want to pray it in a lockdown, because if it's a lockdown this time, guess what? Ain't no more stimulus checks. Ain't no more PPP money. You ain't getting no more help. Because Joe already let it be known. That is the most important thing you have to worry about. All of these things they're promoting, from this to C19 on the ride. The only thing you don't got to worry about getting it, just catching it. You ain't got to just focus on that. The only thing is, if they use all of this stuff for excuse of a lockdown, if you are not an essential worker, if you do not have your shit in order, and God forbid it's another shutdown, because that first one was supposed to be the test run. If it is another shutdown, a lot of people are not going to make it this time because you're not going to get no help. So that's why I had to let this be known. This is the real news. Once again, this was really going on. So now I have to get into something else that's really going on. How renters are now paying the price for the C19 discount. Now, what happened was a lot of landlords were finessing. What up, Rondell? What up, sis? A lot of renters, landlords were finessing in the pandemic. I want to tell y'all what happened. A lot of y'all already know this. When the pandemic hit in certain cities like New York, Chicago, major cities, California, people don't understand there was a great resignation in America. A lot of people quit in major cities. And these people relocated to other areas, which left a lot of real estate in big cities open. So what happened in a lot of these cities, the renters had lowered the rent. And these were considered C19 discounts because they wanted other people to move in. Like certain places that had mass resignation, a lot of people moved out. I did the report on it months ago, how it said how almost 400,000 people left the state of New York, and how about the same amount left California. But when these people were leaving, they needed people, the new people that were coming into New York, because New York is having a mass influx of people coming in, not just immigrants, but people from other states coming to reap the benefits of New York City. My point is, a lot of these landlords purposely lowered the rent to get people into these leases. Then once they got, and also even New Yorkers who've been living in New York, they took the pandemic as a time to move up as well. A lot of people was getting money. They already had money saved up. They were already financially straight. And they realized that the economy was, giving deals on certain property and renters were going down. And a lot of people moved in the pandemic. This particular woman you see in this picture, she got finessed in the pandemic. She is a woman that had fixed income, meaning she had to set, not fixed income, she had set housing. For those who know, when you stay in a certain apartment, a certain place for a certain amount of time, you have stabilized rent. She had stabilized rent. But what she did, she had stabilized rent. Keep in mind, she's a teacher. She's a lot of things. She moved in the pandemic and tried to step her levels up and move in something a little bit more better. But what happened was, once she moved in, after the first year, the landlord presented her with a rent hike of 65%. So let's just say, and I've seen one incident where a person moved in for $1,700, but when they went to re-sign, the landlord wanted $2,800 for a 2-bedroom. But this is a game they playing. And also, mind you, this woman left her stabilized rent. Meaning she worked for years to have a particular apartment at a set rate, and she left it. So that's out the window to move somewhere else. In the place she moved, now the landlord going up on the rent. So you see how they jamming people up. Now you got to have money to move again. Now you got to relocate again. But you have people that are moving into these places and they don't have no problem paying that $2,800. They don't have no problem paying that increased rent, because I told you the number one way they're getting rid of people is through finances. Jacking up shit, overpricing it. So you can't afford it. You're going to leave. You're going to get out of here. That is the new game they playing. So this woman experienced the C19 finesse by the landlords. And this is in New York City. Now I'm going to show you all the way on the West Coast. The same thing. Now this is in Las Vegas. A landlord used tactics like removing air conditioners and calling child protective agency to encourage tenants to leave the housing. Now remember, I told you, remember the last shutdown? Remember how a lot of people lost their job? Because remember, when the C19 first broke, you had people that quit out of panic. Then you got people that got sent home. Everybody ran to get unemployment. But the point is, people were staying in property and they wasn't paying rent. They were going to get rentals assistance, paying these landlords. But another game that was played was a lot of these old apartments, these old places people were living at, old houses, everything that was old being rented, the landlord knew the game that eventually a lot of them knew they had to upgrade their housing. They had to get new plumbing. They had to get new bathtubs. They had to take out the carpet and put down wood floors. A lot of things, they might have had air conditioned window. They got to make it central air. A lot of these old rental places that we live at are old and they had to be updated. So being that these landlords were renting it and they knew that somebody had to pay for it, meaning people who have no choice move where they got to move. So a lot of these landlords, they were hesitant with repairing and fixing these apartments and these houses. So my point is, when the C-19 hit, landlords, they got paid from the government. And they got paid from the government, not only through PPP loans, but they was getting paid through the rentals assistance programs. But some landlords said, after all that, they still wanted people out their property. Let's say if you was already late on your rent. Let's say if you were already destroying the property, holes in the wall, keeping the house filthy, and certain things of that nature, and the landlord already know. A lot of people, the landlord didn't want. Look, they used this whole C-19 to get rid of people. And this is what started what you know as this homeless epidemic that nobody really talking about. A lot of people are homeless right now, sleeping in cars, sleeping all over, sleeping with people, family members, sleeping on couches, hotels. A lot of people lost their home, which is one of the quietest secrets right now in America. So this particular landlord, now you know Vegas is super hot. This Vegas landlord was purposely removing air conditioners and calling child protective services on people to get them out the crib. Because a lot of people was like, I ain't going nowhere. And I got rental program assistance. I ain't going nowhere. So a lot of landlords got dirty. So my point is, once they get them people out of the apartment, out the house, then they boost the rent up. So let's just say she was paying $1,000. Now, when he kick her out, remodel, do all the repairs he was supposed to did years ago, now he's going to boost the rent to $2,200. So that a new family, a new person could move in. And this is what I was telling y'all with this great immigration thing going on, where a lot of people within the past 2 years have been coming to America. These are the people that don't have no problem paying this rent because they want to live the American dream. And so for some people, American dream, like I said, are going to be some people's nightmare. That's what you're witnessing right now with all these different epidemics. So now I'm also getting to this real quick. This is a man wanted for attempting to rape a woman in Bushwick, Brooklyn, New York City. And I wanted to show y'all, because you know I already been talking about all this, how a lot of dudes are so desperate and they so out there, they are raping women in broad daylight now. It ain't got to be nighttime. It ain't got to be, no, niggas are stalking out women, watching their schedule, watching when they leave, when they come home, if they got a man, who they got around them, who comes to see them, studying them. And this is the formula why it's a lot of serial rapists going around right now. And when you see a woman getting raped in broad daylight, remember a couple months ago, the particular woman got raped in the Bronx in broad daylight, the dude drug in the park. My point is, this stuff is going on right now, y'all. These are the things they're not talking about. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, a lot of you niggas, you worried about the wrong shit. You worried about the wrong niggas. You need to be worried about these rapists running around and make sure your old lady don't get raped. And especially you niggas with a lot of baby mothers, you need to check up on your baby mothers and make sure ain't a nigga watching her. Get it, nigga? That's what you need to watch out for, these fucking rapists. Salute to the chat. Who in here? I'm not finished yet. And I'm going to go back. But I'm not finished yet. Told y'all I'm going to take my time today. Because y'all know it ain't nothing to do. You know it ain't nothing really popping like that. Y'all already know this. If I see it, you see it. And like I said, some niggas, they only move when I move. And I ain't nobody. I told you I'm a peon. But I be listening. And I be watching. And then I be having them birdies come fly. And they telling me things. What up, Juicy? So yeah. I'm not finished yet. Episode 232. Now, what else? Let me get into this real quick. All right. Now I'm gonna get into this whole beef, because it's really some street shit. And really, for real, y'all, I could do street shit every day, all day. I could do street shit. I could do beef shit. I could tell you about my whole life story. But what it is, right? I didn't come on the internet for that shit. And what I noticed is a lot of niggas are caught up in my internet persona. See, they don't understand it's an internet persona. See, you could kind of say I'm a troll in a way. You know why? Because I have an internet persona. And my internet persona hurts a lot of feelings. My internet persona is very smart. And a lot of people get offended because they might feel like I outsmarted them. Because I told you, you got wicked trolls and you got good trolls. I'm a good troll. And I told you, you can't troll a troller, right? I'm a troll that do good things. You dig? Something like a leprechaun. I bring fortune. You dig? I bring good. Anyway, right? My point is, right? People are always caught up in the wrong shit. And I spoke about this earlier. Like, if I was on a certain level, I would constantly expand. I would never be worried about what nobody else doing, for one. And for two, I would never worry about a nigga that's lesser than me. But a lot of these dudes, they got on here to make a name for themselves. A lot of them want to be stars. A lot of them want attention. Remember, let's not forget. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to what I was talking about earlier. I'm going to go back into the scripture. A lot of dudes want attention. And the attention they seek causes that they seek and they don't get, it causes resentment. That's why resentment kills a fool. So you could say when a man does not get no attention, it kills him. When a man is not beloved as another person, it kills him. Kind of like the whole Jesus story with Judas at the table, how they was fucking hating on him. That's all. That was a story about hate. How your man's a hate on you. The one closest to you will hate on you. And then the niggas that'll break bread at the table with you will hate on you too. That's what the story was about. Resentment kills a fool and envy slays the simple-minded. Because a fool and a simple-minded individual, they don't know when to chill unless they get put out their fucking misery. But my point is, a lot of niggas are miserable and they fucking love to hit the live button. They love to create some type of persona or aura around them while you're supposed to believe them and listen to them. When I understand that people are going to listen and watch and indulge with who they want to indulge in. And yes, some people do love the fuckery. Some people love the bullshit. And I told you, it's a time we all entertain the bullshit. The thing is, people don't know when to draw the line, and that's what makes you a fool. Because a fool could play the part of a wise man, but a wise man can never be a fool. Or should I say it backwards? A wise man could play the part of a fool, and a fool can never be a wise man. But a wise man could go play any type of the board. And my point is, a lot of people you think are wise are really fools, and some people you think are fools are really wise. So my point is this. That's why I tell you, don't get caught up in following nobody. Because a lot of these niggas, they don't even follow themselves. What I mean by that is they say shit, but they don't even believe their own shit they say out their mouth. And I want to show you another form of a nigga that's following. See this? Another nigga that been on YouTube, right? I already exposed this nigga, but it ain't about me exposing him. I just exposed he was a fraud and I moved on. The nigga came out dissing Stephen A. and Charlamagne the God. I respected that part because they needed to be got at. But then he went into some other shit about teaching you about some kids and code and all this bullshit. I told you they always use the fucking youth when they want money. Just look at every nigga that says something about the youth or he's so concerned with the youth, you always going to see they do opposite. But that ain't my point. I told y'all they always start morning shows. I specifically came on in the morning to stay out niggas' way purposely. And what happened? But that ain't the point. The point is, you see what this nigga got on the front page? He made sure he got that Cash App on the front. I'm just showing you these niggas they ain't about nothing. Now, this nigga was a millionaire amongst the celebrities on YouTube. And the only reason I'm speaking on this nigga too, because this nigga tried to send me a copyright strike a while ago. Because when I first started out, I covered a particular video and I didn't know the game, but now I know the game, nigga. This nigga sent me a copyright strike because he got mad also over that video I did about him being a fucking cult leader. But I don't have no hate towards this man. I just want to show you this nigga's a fucking fraud. Now he got a morning show. And let me make this clear. This ain't no morning show. I just come on in the morning. You ain't never heard me call this no morning show. So let me make that clear. I ain't got no morning show. I just come on in the morning. You know why I come on in the morning? Because when I wake up, my thoughts are pure. That's why I tell you, when I get on here, I ain't never high. I never did a high episode. I'm lit like this naturally. So it's a lot of reasons why I came on in the morning specifically. And the number one thing I did it was to stay out of people's way. I didn't want to try to step on nobody's toes. I didn't want to try. I specifically chose a lane for myself. Not saying I was the only one in the morning, but I'm the most consistent in the morning. I will say that. And I don't like speaking on me, but I'm being real. I just want to show you how these niggas are big. If you got 20,000 or better and you don't fucking know what to do with yourself, that's on you. But I want to just show you the number one thing on this. That's how you know a scammer. You always know a scammer because he's going to make sure he incorporate his Cash App and donation within, they're going to put it out there. See, because they're about that. Now, when a person want to donate to you, they'll find out how to donate because everybody got it on their page. Everybody got access to it. But when niggas promote their Cash App, that's a nigga that's hurting. That's a nigga that wants some fucking money. You dig? And each his own. But my point is, y'all believe everything you see and hear. You think motherfuckers is this, that, and the third. When somebody try to tell you, you think it's hating. But that's how you get to see. But we neither here nor there. So I'm just showing you the shit niggas be doing. And Kwame Brown ain't the only nigga doing it. It's a lot of them doing it. And to each his own. My point is this, nigga. Y'all ain't got nothing to talk about. And the shit you said you was about when you came out, you niggas went off the course. You ain't sticking to the script. But these niggas are looking for cult followers. And he ain't the only one. So I had to show that. To show people that these people ain't who you think they are. And I already told you that. So if I speak on some shit, I'm going to say what I got to say and I keep it moving. And I said what I had to say. I don't sit here and make a whole bunch of videos on niggas. And my point is this. I'm a fucking peon. That's why when I came out, anybody had something to say, I said that shit when I was low at count. Because once I already had planned, once I get to a certain level, I ain't talking about niggas. That's why you don't see me talk about nobody. When I was talking about people, 200 subscribers, 300 subscribers, 400. Because I say, you know what? I got something to say. I'm going to say what I got to say, and I'm going to leave that shit alone. And niggas take it how they going to take it. But I ain't going to sit here and lie on niggas. I'm going to tell niggas the shit they doing. Because if I see it, everybody see it. And a lot of people see it. But I don't hate nobody. And I don't dwell on them. But these niggas be dwelling on other niggas 24/7. But I just wanted to show y'all. And yes, jacking, stealing is a form of flattery. But either way, I don't care. People going to do what they do. I just wanted to show y'all. This man was a so-called multi-millionaire. Like I told this nigga before, nigga, you just a regular nigga like us now. That's it. You're a regular nigga. You ain't hustling. See, me, I'm real. See, if I just wanted to hustle y'all money, I keep that shit real. So you know what? I'm trying to get this bread. Y'all want to support me? Matter of fact, I'm about to take pictures like Chris Brown, nigga. I'll just be real if I'm about that bread. But see, they're not going to tell you they about that money. They're going to keep masquerading. That's what all these niggas do. And they want to use the black community for a front. They want to make it like they for the youth. But the whole time, these niggas want the check once a month. And they want the donations. That's all they want. Just be a man and say what you want, nigga. You ask for it, you might get what you're looking for. No, y'all want to masquerade. Then get mad at me because I don't play them games, nigga. Now let's talk about Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie is beefing with Terrence Gangsta Williams, who is Birdman's brother. All right? Now, I don't got all the full details. I've been watching this for a minute. But this is another, I'm going to be real ignorant ass story. That's why I really want to talk about it. But I'm going to keep it, I got to keep it real because people want to know my opinion. Also, Terrence Gangsta Williams was locked up with Big Meech in the feds. I knew about Terrence Gangsta Williams when his Fed magazine came out back in the day. Terrence Gangsta Williams was known for being a killer, a robber, a shooter. He was known to be a problem in the streets of New Orleans. But now he is free from jail. And he did work a deal to come home, which has him labeled as being a snitch. Lil Boosie spoke on Vlad TV the other day, and he was asked about Terrence Gangsta Williams. And Lil Boosie spoke about how he basically is upset. He feels a certain way that, you know, he looked up to Gangsta and Gangsta let him down. Basically, Gangsta ain't the man he once was. And we see this pattern happen again and again and again and again of men who were gangsters, killers, did a lot of harm to the community. They came home, not only came home, they worked deals to come home. And they did ruin their street credibility, or they did ruin the work they put in. But this is the thing you got to understand. A lot of them accept what they did because they know what they did. The problem is the people don't understand that. When I tell people the gangster life is over with, when you see shit like this, this is showing you it's over with. When you got gangsters that killed for real, sold bricks of drugs for real, robbed, did it all, and they coming home telling you they told, standing on they told, living in their own truth, that just tells you the game is over. But these individuals that did these things, they got to live with it. So Terrence Gangsta Williams is living in his own truth. Therefore, he got to carry that burden. And if a man is living in his own truth, ain't none of my business. For one, I ain't around that nigga. For two, I ain't in the streets. And my point is this. When you tell on people, it's no coming back from that. When you get people time in jail, it's no coming back from that. But this ain't nothing new, because this is an old game. How you think back in the days, a lot of those so-called killers, murderers that had names, the whole hood knew they was killers. The whole hood knew they was shooters. How you think a lot of them stayed on the street so long? Because a lot of them was already working with the people. And if I'm not mistaken, Terrence Gangsta Williams said out his own mouth, before he went to jail, he was extorting the police. So he say. Extorting the police, whether you're dealing with a dirty cop, because remember, they always use that dirty cop saying too. They was dealing with dirty cops. Either way, those are the times they were dealing with the police. Because an old tactic these old heads used to do, these killers and robbers, they would get the police off their ass sometime by snitching on drug dealers, getting them locked up. So they would rob the drug dealers and they would tell on the drug dealers. That's what a lot of robbers and killers did, because they wasn't hustlers. And a lot of robbers and killers, they despise hustlers that was moving bricks, making a lot of money. So that's why you'll see every now and then the killers will come to get the killers and robbers will come to get the dope boys, which created street division. And that's why you got money making gangs from back in the day. The teams of niggas getting money, and you had teams of robbers. Then you had some robbers that could make money. Then you had some niggas that could make money with rob too. Well, my point is, those robbers, those killers that had those big names, a lot of them was working hand in hand with the police back in the day. So when they got hit with their time and through their bid, it wasn't hard for them to tell later on in life, because they was already telling. How you think so-and-so was on the block for all them years and never went to jail, where everybody else went to jail? Because a lot of those so-called killers was already working with the police. They was just agreeing to tell on the drug dealers. So that's why you've seen a lot of drug dealers was gone, but a lot of killers and shooters was still around. It's probably some niggas you know to this day that were known to be killers and robbers, and they still around, never went to jail. Nigga never went to jail. He never went on a run. He ain't never moved nowhere. He in the same location because he never had no smoke with the police. And that's all I'm saying. So being that Terrence Gangsta Williams is living in his truth that he told, nigga, he ain't nobody to look up to anyway. And if he told, that's his business. You know why? Because he told, and he not running and hiding. And maybe if he had to kill again, he's still a kill. But in the streets, he gonna forever be known as a dude that was gangster and told. And I'm gonna tell you where people like Gangsta Williams mess up at is that you can't have it both ways. Meaning, if you're gonna be out of the street and you told, you need to just live a regular life and just go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Once you start dealing on a certain level, you're gonna attract people that deal in street activity. Everybody gonna have something to say. Also in defense of Terrence Gangsta Williams, he also spoke about how when Lil Boosie was in jail, he was in PC. So he basically was saying he's not the one to speak on him. He basically was saying anybody else could speak on him that's of the world of being a real gangster. He's saying that Lil Boosie is just a rapper, and when he was locked up in jail, he was in PC, and he has no merit to speak on him. That was his defense on him. But either way, these are just signs that the game is over. Even with Big Meech being in jail, these were the signs saying that you'll never make it to be another Big Meech. And they sold people this dream and these fantasies that one day you're going to make it out the street. And let me say this too. Everybody that was in the streets did not fail. I got to keep saying this. You got a lot of people that was in the game. They made it out. They knew when to get out. But the people that didn't know when to get out, they always going to be the ones to come up short. So when you hear about the people that's dead or in jail, when they say all the real niggas dead or in jail, that's like a half truth. Because there's a lot of real niggas that's still around. Because they played it real, they kept it real, they kept it smart, and they knew when to keep it moving, they knew when to cash out. It's the same thing with the casino. You can go to the casino, you can hit big, you can win big. But if you don't know when to leave that casino, you can lose it all. So my point is, some people don't know when to cash out. And that's what the whole drug game is based about. The whole street game was based on knowing when to cash out. The people that knew when to cash out, they got out the game. The people that didn't, they ended up like this, or they ended up dead. So this is why a lot of niggas that were failures at their craft of being a street dude, they fell short. And I said this before, anybody that's been locked up, anybody that been through shit, you know, it's always something you could have did to avoid all of that if you made the right decision. But sometimes people get blinded in what they're doing, and they don't get the signs, they don't see. Some people get the signs, see, they ignore, they don't make the right moves and adjustments, and they get caught up in the rapture. It's called death or prison. So this was always a formula for disaster. But like I said, I didn't come on the internet to be a street nigga, but I will forever be a street nigga in my heart and soul. So I'm always going to move accordingly and respect principles and morals and stand on it. But at the same time, I don't surround myself with these type of individuals. I'm not surrounding myself with no nigga that snitch, and I'm not surrounding myself with no nigga that want to live by the gun, or nigga that want to still sell bricks. I don't surround myself with none of that shit. I'm a gangster within my own. And the reason why I say that, I'm gonna make it clear. If anybody in the real world ever want to do something to me, I will have no problem putting their brains anywhere. I will have no problem sticking my knife through their neck, through their heart. I will have no problem putting in no type of work on anybody that want to bring me any type of harm. That's when I'm gonna be gangster. Or anybody trying to mess with me or my family or my loved ones, that's when I'm gonna get gangster. Other than that, I ain't worried about none of that shit. I don't care, because some of us, we've been there, done that. That's like me reading an old fucking comic book. So that's all I'm saying. So for those who love that shit, that's on you. There's nothing wrong with it. And you got to understand, we live in a time now where people embrace snitches. Y'all ain't figured that out yet? That was the whole thing with Tekashi. So even though Gangsta's living in his truth, yes, admitted he told, guess what, y'all? Guess how many people still going to support him? Because for one, he's Birdman brother. Even he said, let me make this clear. He said out his own mouth, Birdman's don't got no dealings with him. His brother Slim deals with him. Birdman and him had a conversation. Birdman basically said he can't deal with him like that. So people are picking and choosing their sides. Like I told you, we living in a time now where you have to pick and choose a side. You can't play both sides. So I'm pretty sure Terrance Gangsta know he can't get the love from the gangsters because he told. Now he can get love for the people that's never been in the street. And he did say he's trying to, he's speaking to the youth now. So he's an example of a gangster that, look, you can be gangster, you can bust your gun, but one day you ain't gonna want to sit in that cell for the rest of your life. So now he's giving the youth an option to say what? Don't get in the game because nigga, you ain't built like that. So he's doing his work, but he got to take what come with that. That he will forever be labeled as a nigga that told. That's it. And his own brother Birdman basically turned his back on him. So he got to deal with that. He said he cool with that. So my point is, Lil Boosie might got his opinion, but he don't really care about his opinion. And that's that on that. And also, it's been said that Terrance Gangsta did tell on a lot of people in different facilities. I don't know. I don't have no proof. But it's already a fact. He admitted it. So that's that. And yes, was on the cover of the Fast magazine. He been out. And yes, Cash Money did get clout off his name. Yes, certain sayings did come from him. He is the original Hot Boy. And the group Hot Boys was named after him. Him and a couple of dudes he ran with were straight up shooters, and they were the real Hot Boys. And they had New Orleans on fire. But he desecrated his name. He knows that, and that's it. It's over with. Because all that shit was a sign, or is a sign, that the game is over. Even AZ out from Paid in Full. AZ told you years ago, he did a documentary saying the game is over. Even I didn't believe it when I saw the movie. But the game is over. They've been trying to tell us the shit is over. Why? Too many snitches, too many infiltrators, too many people in programs, too much law enforcement technology. It's over. And if you are going to be in the game, you have to move alone. You have to be by yourself. So that's my whole point. When I tell you that dudes are caught up in my internet persona, it's because they don't have no knowledge of my real life. And the dudes that thought they knew my real life because they was around, them niggas don't even know what I told them. Nigga would never know how I move in real life. Because I do have a real life. And I have to make sure my people are straight. Some of y'all put your whole life on the internet. You put your kids, your wife, your girlfriends, your whole family. And then when you put your whole family on the stage, you put your whole family in jeopardy. You took away all of your privacy and you made yourself a mockery, because no matter how much you promoted your family, for one, nobody cares. And then you made your family targets. Because everything ain't for the internet, and it's always the nigga saying I ain't an internet nigga that's doing the most internet shit. So when I tell y'all I'm not just the internet dude, I'm really not. My people, y'all know this. That's why a lot of times y'all get mad. I don't answer your DMs on time. I don't answer the comments because I don't be giving a fuck about that shit. I'm being real with y'all. I have to make sure my life is right and in order, and I'm going to do the things I'm going to do with my life. Internet second, not first. But I love my people on the internet, but in my life, this shit is not first. And when I'm on the internet, I play the internet game. It's called entertainment. My entertainment just consists of a lot of truth as well. But For No Fame is an internet persona that I created from a troll page. I done told y'all this a million times. This ain't my real life. Now, when my real life comes to the stage, that's a whole nother lane that I've been sitting on and waiting when the time is right. A lot of y'all made the internet y'all life, and you did not receive $1 from you putting your life on this internet. Nobody cares. You did not make it profitable. And now you're just a regular Joe because you made a mockery of your whole life. You did not save certain things that were important in your life. You did not preserve some of your own history. So some of your past is a mockery now. And like I said before, a lot of you dudes with big platforms, nobody's ever going to want to do business with you, cut you a check, help you get to another level because you didn't take the proper steps. And you still keep doing the same shit. And you got your priorities mixed up. But everything I do is planned and perfectly executed. That's why I tell people I'm not the one to play with. But I like to play sometimes. So understand that For No Fame is what it is. I'm for no fame. I don't care about shining. I always been like that. Even though I shine on a regular, I'm not interested at who see me shining or know if I'm shining, because I shine in real life. I do what I do in real life, and the people that know me, they know I'm consistent. And some of the people that know me in real life, they listen to this show. And I'm trying to tell you, this is an internet persona, man. And I'm trying to show people, you got to know how to separate your real life from the fucking internet. And a lot of y'all don't know how to do that. That's why you're failures. That's why you live in a false reality. That's why you get put in a fool category, because you a fucking fool and you have resentment. Because you put your whole family, you put your whole life story on the internet, but the shit didn't get you nowhere. So now you have resentment. A lot of you niggas be playing games. But I had to do this to show y'all this is a mind state. It is a sickness that started half the shit you see right now. It started from the hood. Now it's on the internet. Now it's everywhere. And that's why I always tell you, I'm just going to stay out the way. And I let niggas kill each other. I let niggas destroy themselves. So I don't give a fuck about no black on black crime. You know why? Because some people was born to die. Because they just not going to change. And that's just how it go. Then you see some of the most great people try to change people, and look what happened to them. Are they not dead? Well, it don't take me long to figure it out. But back to the dead, Guccimane has speaking about stop dissing the dead. He dropped a song, Stop Dissing the Dead. That's how he feels about it. That's his opinion. And maybe he felt guilty because when he came out, he was talking about the dead. When Guccimane smoked Pookie Loke, that Crip that tried to rob him, that Young Jeezy sent to rob him because Young Jeezy was hating. He didn't want Guccimane to get to the next level. When they split apart, and it created a hate. The same thing kind of like I feel like I'm dealing with. Niggas conspiring against your boy because of hate. But Guccimane outright said, you know, that he wants the killing to stop over the dead. Like I said, Young Dolph was his right-hand man. He got killed. The rapper Trouble, he got killed. And I'm pretty sure Guccimane also knows that these rappers are only going to go but so far, always talking about dissing the dead. So even though Guccimane was considered to be the trap god and made a lot of so-called negative songs, nowadays he switched up his lifestyle like some of us do. See, I be chilling like Guccimane. I'm gonna be real. I be chilling like this nigga. Some men know how to get to a certain level and chill. Like you heard the saying, I saw, I came, I saw, I conquered. That's a real saying. You see, once you do something in your life, once you go somewhere, once you see something for what it is, once you experienced it and you mastered it, you conquered it. After that, there's nothing else to do. So a nigga that did his thing in the hood, he will accomplish nothing by going back to the same hood. He accomplished everything out already. That's called a dumb nigga. So that's why Guccimane sits in his mansion with his beautiful wife and does the things he do. He don't hang around a lot of niggas no more. Why? Because that's what got him locked up the first time. And one of his mans got him locked up. When Guccimane was going on one of his vengeances, when he was tripping off a lean, he was spazzing out. He pulled up on his homeboy swinging that firearm, tripping. It was his homeboy that called the police and said, come get this man. He's waving a firearm. One of his right-hand men is the one that got him locked up in 2015. And his homeboy was allegedly trying to help him. So when Guccimane got out, he stopped dealing with everybody, his immediate circle. That's why he stopped dealing with Waka Flock. He stopped dealing with a lot of people because he had time after the drugs to sit up in that cell and get his mind right and come home and say, you know what? I ain't fucking with none of them niggas no more. I ain't doing none of that shit no more. I used to want to be the king of East Atlanta, but fuck East Atlanta now. That's how Guccimane get down. And you see he's still successful when he been wrote off years ago because the man understand he had to change his formula up. He can't keep trying to prove himself to street niggas. He already killed the nigga. And for some people that understand the game of the real game, if you did certain things in these streets, you don't have nothing to prove no more. You ain't got to rap about it. You ain't got to talk about it on the internet. You ain't got to hit the live button and talk about the work you put in. Niggas who really know in their heart and soul that they put in work. And especially if you know you put in real work and you're ashamed of the work you put in. You understand it's nothing to be proud of. People hurting, people dying, people crying, people that suffered in the past is nothing to be proud of. And that's something that real people know. Another thing I don't like, I also don't do, I don't speak on people that I know for a fact put work in. I don't like to speak on them neither. Because people like to speak on real niggas' names that really put in work, and they like to speak on a lot of people that can't defend themselves. Those are the things you'll never accuse me of. But you'll see all of these dudes do the same shit. But guccimane, he's a perfect example. All right. Even though he lived a foul life, he apologized. He taking a stand. When nobody else is trying to do it, at least he's trying to do it. And it's never too late to clean your life up for my people that do strive to be righteous. It's never too late. My point is, it got to be in the heart. If it's not in the heart, it ain't real. So guccimane put out the song, Stop Dissing the Dead. I listened to it. And he was basically saying what a lot of us already know. About dudes talking about smoking op, spinning the block, all of that. It is what it is. But he also see how many of these young rappers are dying over this shit. He also see how much talent these people got and throwing it down the drain. And they're never going to get a lot of money. Yeah, you're going to get that $1 million deal, but you got to understand $1 million ain't even $1 million no more, y'all. It's inflation. $1 million is not the same no more. And $1 million after taxes definitely ain't the same no more. So yeah, you might get your little million, your little 1.5, but you'll never get in a $100 million bracket. You'll never get in a $20 million, $30 million bracket. You get your little million, and you're never going to get certain venues. You're never going to get certain endorsement deals when you rap about this and the dead. You're going to be all right. You're going to get certain shows, but you're not going to get certain arenas. You're going to be limited because you're putting yourself in a box of constantly trying to entertain the hood and promote things that are traumatizing to the hood. So that's what guccimane is really talking about. That's what I get from him. And yes, he did admit that he used to do it. He felt like some of them following his ways, and he's denouncing it. All right. So it's never too late. I also spoke about youngmiami admits how she having a mental breakdown and she's tired as fuck and she just wants to relax. Basically, the pressure has been on her from her dead child's father and probably other things in the game. Some people tried to actually say that she going through it over Diddy as well. And that's all alleged. But the point is, she is a woman that is so-called successful. And here she is talking about she need a mental break. She needs a break. Because if you don't have a mental break, you will have a mental breakdown. That is a fact. So she said that she's tired and she has not slept in days. And she says that her energy is off. But at least she can admit it. And like I said, a lot of people, they can't admit it. Your energy is off. Your whole aura is fucked up. People know it. You ain't getting no sleep. You always on the internet. You always in somebody's face, and you're never taking the time out to do you. These are the behaviors that create a mental illness. Like some people just gotta have a friend. Some people just gotta socialize. Some people just always gotta be amongst some shit. And mind you, I'm talking about people of influence that do this. I'm not talking about just regular people. I'm talking about the people of a certain stature. You shouldn't be trying to influence nobody if you ain't got your mind right. You should not be trying to give advice if you don't take your own advice. When you try to give other people advice that you don't take, that is a sign of being mentally challenged and sick in the head. It is called a fucking hypocrite. A hypocrite is a mental illness because they constantly do and say shit and they act like they don't know what they're doing. They always do opposite of what they say and do. It's like if a parent say they love you, then they smack fire out you. You're going to be confused. And you're going to look at that parent like they're crazy. Some of y'all have been through that in your life. Your parents beat on you, you ain't even do nothing, but it caused a trauma effect. I'm showing you a person that has split personalities. They 1 minute here, they 1 minute there. Those are signs of mental illness. And like I said, for my people who follow the Islamic faith, you make sure you're not showing trace of jealousy and envy. It is not only a great sin in Islam, and Islam to me is our self-Lord and Master. The state of peace in which all things abide and live in perfect harmony. And a Muslim is a man of peace and humility that loves his brothers, even if he is considered to be an infidel or one who does not know. But I'm not going to get into this whole religious thing. But I want to show you how people that claim to be righteous, they have no righteousness in them, because they always indulging in jealousy, envious behavior, lust, gossiping, which is bearing false witness, backbiting, speaking about people behind their back. Those are the traits of the wicked. And it is considered the most discouraged and destructive emotion in any religion. And the key thing is, it is emotions. Because when niggas feel a certain way, they start behaving a certain way. Like when a nigga gets hurt and he has resentment, he becomes a fool because he in his feelings and he got pride. And I tell you, pride are the characteristics of a weak nigga. I don't have no pride. I don't have no feelings. I don't care about how nobody feel about me or nobody else, because I deal in truth and facts. But some people that's against that, it creates something else. Hate, envy. You dig? Conspiracy. Because all they want to do is destroy behind the scenes, because they ain't man enough to do it in person. These are characteristics of cowards. That's what they do. They tap dance around shit. They hide behind shit. And that's why a couple of them niggas gonna stay running, nigga, because I'm gonna stay talking this truth. So I want you to see, when a man claims to be of Islamic faith, but he does opposite and is always hating on somebody else, concerned about what another man is doing, that is how you know he's a fraud. And he has no place nowhere. And it shows you that it's a psychologically, it is a fucking major illness to human health that destroys a person's mental peace. Because I told you, when you always worried about somebody else, that means you ain't got shit going on. You ain't got nothing in your head but another man, another woman, another person. That's what these people do. So I got to show y'all this. I'm going to show you. I showed you through other faiths, other beliefs, because these three books, the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, they deal with some of the same exact elements, because some of the same people were behind the orchestration of these particular books. Like how you got rap, you got music, but you got different genres of music. But the person who controls music controls all genres. The same thing with religion. You got religion, you got different genre or belief systems of religion. And the powers that be control all of the religion, because religion was for a man to rely on. And a religion is for the savage man that don't got basic principles and morals and common sense. So he needs religion, or we say that man he needs faith. But sometimes these are ones that lose the faith and lose the religion. You know why? Because it's not in their heart and in their soul. So as we come in the last days, I just wanted to show y'all that you're going to see these traits take on more and more and more and more. This is how a nigga could be big and worry about somebody small. You dig? And yes, somebody sent me a message of a nigga on YouTube, a nigga with a channel, speaking my name, speaking on me. This nigga got about 30,000 subscribers. Ain't talking about me. Worried about me. Nigga, if you want to know me, maybe you'll get to know me one day, nigga. But it ain't going to be on no fucking internet. I promise you that. And that goes for anybody want to know about me. You dig? But I have proof of a couple of dudes. They be talking about me. And they worried about me. Men, grown men. And all of these dudes, they've been on here longer than me. They sitting better than me right now, better positions. But they worried about me. And I wonder why they worried about me. I need somebody to answer that. Is it resentment? What did I do? Am I winning? I don't think I'm winning. Is it because of the chat? They got more than the chat than me. Is it because of the women? I don't know. What up, John Schapp? Salute to the bros. For somebody to hate on me, that means they got to be really, really wicked, which means I'm the nigga that got to put them out their misery. Because I don't have no problem with slaying the weak. Because it just shows you that what? Resentment kills a fool. And I have no problem taking a fool out. That's me. So that's why I say a fool always gonna get their day. And an envious person, they don't know that one day they will be slayed, because envy slays the simple-minded individual. That's a nigga with a peanut brain that can't see the big picture. He's a simple-minded man. And a simple-minded man is a small man. He's a little man. You know the movie Little Man? That's a little boy, baby boy, because he don't see the big picture. He in his feelings. And he can't evolve and get out his feelings. So I'm going to show you why fools end up dead and why simple-minded men end up dead. You know why? Because people don't know when to fall back, and they don't know when they met their marker or they reached their limit. So even if you call yourself coming at a person, you got to still know how far to go. Because remember what? One thing people forget. Even a coward trapped in a corner will attack you. You can learn that from animals. Even a coward will attack you. Even a coward will kill you. Because you know why? You don't know when to fall back. And when people that don't know how to fall back, you always see that will be their number one way to die or lose their life. So that's that on that. And like I said, it's a coalition of people that's always going to hang together and do the same shit. You dig? And I'm not here for that. I'm here to do what I do. And I just had to speak on them things with facts. You dig? To show you. Just watch them. I want y'all to watch and pay attention very, very carefully. And some of these people, all you got to do is check out majority of their content. Their content always going to revolve around somebody else. Not a celebrity neither. It's going to always be about somebody else trying to do their thing. It's going to always revolve around somebody that might be doing better than them. Now, all of these millionaires and rich people in the world that trend every day, you got important topics in the news. You got the world crisis in full effect. You're going to see these people stay away from particular topics, and they always go to low-level shit. And they ain't who they say they are. And they're the masters of bearing false witness and gossiping. And they're supposed to be men. And to be honest with you, the men that been in the penitentiary that do this shit, you make yourself look even more worse. And a lot of you niggas that's trying to make up for the life you lost, you ain't getting it back because you missed the time that already happened. And what I mean by that is you niggas still trying to have something to prove when everything that had to be proved already got proven already. And some of us in life are moving on with our life, and we doing big and better things, and we still holding it down. We still keeping it 1,000. We still walk with a certain walk. We got the Jefferson bop when we walk. You dig? We got a certain aura around us. And that's what the real people attract to. But some of y'all, I understand, you ain't as big as you used to be. You ain't the man no more. Or things ain't really going how you thought they was going to go. And you got a lot of resentment. And that's why my number one slogan is, that's why a lot of these niggas got female problems. Because a man that's insecure in his own self, ain't no female going to even listen to that nigga or deal with him. And we live in a time now, it's sad to say, where a lot of people, basically women, they're seeing through a lot of men right now. And I would say this, if I'm a fraud, if I am a foul-ass nigga, I pray to God one day I'll be exposed. I hope I'll be exposed if I'm a fake-ass nigga. So my point is this. Y'all just keep paying attention. And like I said earlier, If I wanted to play the dirty game, I could play the dirty game because I got messages that people send me of other niggas. That's why I told y'all, man, when y'all be talking to these females, y'all just be exposing yourself, my nigga. And I ain't coming for none of y'all. See? I'm gonna show y'all. See when I talk that talk? This how I know when niggas be listening. You dig? And once again, I'm gonna show you how lame niggas work. But that's that, y'all. Episode over with. We did it. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. My Mars, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all know about family. I tell y'all we family. So when somebody come in here and they ain't family or they showing the behavior that they not family, you get them out of here. You put them in the dirt. And then later I'll go check and see what happened and go check on the body. You dig? That's it. But I understand we in a time where a lot of people are fucked up. They don't have nothing to do. They depend on other people to take care of them. Their life ain't really popping the way they wanted it to. And guess what? If you ain't come up before the crisis, you ain't coming up in a crisis. I guarantee you that much. Some of us, we've been stacking and coming up and getting shit in order. If you ain't got your shit in order by now, guess what? Your ass swimming and you're going to drown. And a lot of y'all already drowned. And the attention you seeking to get, you're going to get the attention. But guess what? That attention ain't going to get you nowhere. That is where we at with the shit. So I had to make some things clear. Episode 232. Yes, we did it again. And like I said, this I'm gonna be real. There's really not nothing going on. This is one of them days I really didn't feel like coming on because there's really nothing to talk about. But it was a few things I said. Let me talk about this and tie something together because I know the people they want a good show, and this is where we tap in and we vibe at. So the atmosphere that's created right here, we created this, and a lot of people that are resentful and hating, nigga, you could have did the same thing, but you were so busy worried about what everybody else doing, like you doing, like you do, like these dudes do, that everything you had established or thought you had established, that shit ain't going nowhere. And everybody that's a hater have met their apex, meaning you have went at the highest level of hatred and attention. Now that shit is over with. Now we're watching you on your way down. That's it. So you niggas keep doing what you're doing. And the people going to keep seeing that the times are changing and the world coming to an end. So that is the karma that some niggas going to get. It's called the world. So you don't got to do nothing to nobody. Let life kick their ass. You dig? When anytime you got rappers got a lot and they fucking miserable, I know for a fact a nigga on the internet is fucking miserable. That so-called got a lot. That's why he always got to try to show you what he got. Because niggas be trying to convince you that they straight. A man that's content ain't got to show you nothing. That's like a man that know he got a big Johnson. He ain't got to flash nobody. He already know. And the chicks he deal with know. And nowadays, chicks look at the print. So he ain't got to whip out on nobody. But a lot of you dudes, you small paws and you small-minded individuals, you always got to prove a point. Because you know you're very, very small. A man that's big ain't got to show off nothing. But a small man always got to prove what he got. This is a mental sickness and a mental issue. So when a woman can say she can fix her issues, I'm going to tell some of you niggas you need to fix your issues. And ain't no coming back from a slap. Ain't no coming back when you go too far with disrespect. Ain't no coming back. Or when a person show you who the fuck they are, you believe them and you let them go on their own. That's it. Because real niggas hold their own and go their own way. That's it. A shooter is a shooter. A shooter don't need a crowd. A man does not need another man to coach him on how to have sex with another woman. Nigga, you can get burnt on your own, nigga. So that's my point. So let that be known. Let that be the jewel of the day. I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I cooked long enough. Episode 232, we did it again, y'all. And you know I'll be back. Salute to everybody that caught the show. Everybody on the replay. If you new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the all notification bell. Leave a comment, whether you agree or disagree. Also, share this video on different platforms. You don't got to just share it on YouTube. You can share it whatever you want to share it if you're feeling it like that. That's all I'm saying. Boom. Don't be a hater. Don't know something. Don't listen and comprehend or analyze something that's real and popping, and then you try to act like it ain't popping like that. I'm just saying in life, period. And you should only support what you agree with. And don't remember the saying, birds of a feather flock together. Because I'm not flocking with a motherfucker I don't agree with. That's all I'm saying. So, and at the end of the day, take it all light, because it's just entertainment. This shit ain't real. So understand that. And to you niggas with your morning shows, you keep it going. Keep it going. Because y'all doing a lot of help too. I'll tell you about that later. But I just want to show y'all, I try to be in my own lane and do my own thing. But in this world, niggas ain't gonna let you live. I also spoke about how the numbers are rising, proof from the CDC. The most numbers of monkeypox. This is monkeypox numbers. The most numbers is in New York City right now. New York has the most cases, and this is from a couple days ago. It could have been expanded. I'm gonna say, I don't know if this is actual facts, but as of right now, documented, because remember, it's about perception. As of now, they're putting the biggest amount of cases of monkeypox on New York City. Second is California. Then you got Georgia and Florida. All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna say it again, man. A lot of you niggas out here with this hatred and this bullshit you be doing, you better hope you don't catch the monkeypox or C19 and get fucked up out here, because you got a whole nother karma on your ass. And you niggas that be hating, some of y'all got multiple sex partners. Some of you niggas still be tricking, buying pussy, all that. I know what you niggas be doing. Here, you niggas better hope you don't get sick and get your so-called ladies sick. Because a lot of you niggas, you're going to get your issue. This is the time we in. And we're going to watch and see it happen. Other than that, I'm about to get out of here. You dig? That's that. Episode 232 in the books. So I'm going to run through the chat and I'm gone. I'm out of here. Who up in here? Zingard, peace, Zingard. Miss Deja. What's up, Miss Deja? What's up? All my day ones in. Wax Dog, what up, bro? What's good? John Shaft, what's up? This one of them days when, look, August 1st, we coming to the end of the summer, so a lot of things are going to start dragging out. This going to be something like a dead month, you know what I'm saying? Because everything they wanted to put out there, they already put it out there. All the programs they put into play, the programs are already working. And the whole thing going on now is Operation Shutdown. You know what I'm saying? Operation Shutdown, Operation Take Them Out, and let them take themselves out. You know what I'm saying? This is all the things going on right now as we speak. So the only entertainment you really going to get is the little entertainment that do come out here and there. But most of the shit ain't really entertainment. So that's all I'm telling y'all. You're going to see the signs. What's up, Charmaine? Who else? Chef X. That's right. What's going on, brother? Shamayam. Miss Danielle Walker. That's right. Episode 232. Nate the Great. What's up? Thanks for tapping in, y'all. Salute Annette. Salute Mike Flame. What up, Mike Flame? I ain't see you in a minute. What up, bro? But I know a lot of y'all still tune in, whether you catch me live or not. I know y'all be watching. I know who'll be around. Trust me. ASAP Auto. What up, bro? Other than that, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. Hopefully, people got something out the show. And if you didn't, oh well. Life goes on. So with that note, I think I touched on everything. Oh, the only thing I didn't touch on is they said that Ukraine is the largest agriculture and their companies have been destroyed. And the key thing is Ukraine was known as the breadbasket of Europe. Also a key supplier to North Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. So this story was also a sign of the food shortage that's coming. They already given the warnings. But you're going to notice that they're only going to give us so many warnings to America. And like I said, the people that's working right now towards getting their shit in order and that's focused, you have a chance to have your life in order. So when all these catastrophes come, they're going to come. And a lot of people that's playing, they're going to be a victim. And a lot of people that's bragging and boasting and playing, they're gonna be the victims. So understand that. It's all alleged, but it's coming soon, y'all. So other than that, we up out of here. Episode 232. Salute to the people. Another day, another dollar, money day. Y'all stay focused. Y'all stay right. And I'm out. One.